Hi guys, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach, and got a trade off this morning, probably about half an hour ago now. A short on cable, on which is pound US dollar, and we're looking for a run down to around about this 100 period moving average on the 5-minute chart here. It's had a good run up. We've got some reasons for it to be overbought, etc. However, this is quite a strong move up. So often with these, you have got some upward facing momentum, some upward facing moving averages. So it has to be quite a strong move down to kind of press through them. Now we've seen on the 15-minute chart since we entered, but this can now bounce back all the way back up, to above where we've even entered, if it wants to. But we will wait and see, and see if we can get this to push down fairly quickly. Okay, just back, and we're coming into some support zone on this. So I just need a little blip down, and I will look to take half of this position off and then trail the stop down. So I'm going to get ready. Okay, so I'm just closing half off here, and I'm going to trail the stop down to just above the high here, which means that this is going to become a risk-free trade. And now I can just sit and wait and see what happens with the second half. Hi guys, it's Matt back here, and I'm just going to get out of this trade. So I've managed to close out that just came down almost to this moving average, but on this move down it's quite oversold, to be honest, so there's a possibility that this could now bounce back up. If it does, then I'll take another short. If it doesn't, then I'll leave it as it is. But as I say, it had the nature of the price action made it look like for me that it was worth getting the exit down there, slightly above the original target. As I say, it could bounce back up, in which case we'll get another short. If it doesn't, the move continues to grind lower, then that's not an issue. So yeah, so that's it for that trade. Hopefully we'll get another one shortly. Okay, just back, and this pound has just kept going. I was expecting this bounce after here, and it didn't come off. So it may be that we get this bounce up still, and so I still think there's potential to get in another short if we do get this bounce up. So we'll wait and see how it plays out. But it would have been nice to have stayed in that because there was a bit more in it. But again, like I always say, when my indicators do get oversold, etc., I'm happy to get out of these trades. And if it goes further, I don't feel like I'm missing out really. But yes, that would have been nice to have still been in it. But I've had a winning trade, profitable trade, had a good entry up here, and made money from it. So that's the main thing. So we'll wait and see anyway. If we get this bounce higher over the course of the next couple of hours, then potentially there'll be another short on. Hi guys, it's Matt here, and just back, and we're having a bit of downtime, so I thought I'd just show you this. We have got a YouTube channel that's been running for a fair while now. Numbers are slowly but surely growing. Wow, 35 subscribers. I look at some of these other groups and they've got literally thousands of people following them, and we are still new and we're still young, and I've not been doing this long, so I'm not worried. It doesn't take much more time of my day to be recording my trading, and to be honest, it's fun and enjoyable. It adds a whole new dimension. I can see why people do it and make a living from sort of blogging and vlogging and that kind of stuff. And while you're sitting here at your desk, it does kind of add another dimension to it. So it is fun and it's exciting. It's enjoyable to sort of stand on a platform or a stage and, you know, tell people your views and your opinion, and have that confidence in yourself, and then think, well, other people are actually believing in me and following what I'm doing. So that being said, I just thought I'd mention the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it, because it would help to build the numbers up. I think, you know, with how these work and how these videos are ranked, you know, we don't get many views on these videos. I literally have been recording. I did have a small period where I didn't record, but I've literally recorded my trading pretty much every day for, you know, a good month now. And you know, I'm up most days. You know, I'm going to record if I have winners and losers and make that clear. But I am up most days, and you know, some days I'm banking some good money here. Now, that being said, what I do is I stick to recording the charts. You know, I'm not recording myself driving around in a flash car. I'm not recording myself going golf or sitting on an aeroplane and that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I started watching some of these other channels last night and today, and it actually made me quite frustrated, because there are so many channels, and I'm not one of these people. I'm not gonna name and shame and bring any up and say, you know, avoid them and don't follow them and stuff like that, because that's not my game. That's not my nature. You know, people can do what they want to do, but just, if you are watching this, just have a little think about some of these people that you're following and stuff, because 90% of these people, they're doing seminars, they've got books that they're released, they've got all these training courses and stuff like that. And their main promotion that they show is themselves, not making money, not how they do it. They show their lifestyle. Now, I would say, and I'm not, you know, saying this is guaranteed, but most of the ones that show their lifestyle is probably because they're scamming naive people that want that lifestyle. And the only way they've got that lifestyle is by scamming people and taking their money. And, you know, at the end of the day, they might not always be scamming people. They might be giving people genuine, real content. However, it's probably unlikely that that person they're selling that content to is actually going to be able to take that and use that to do what they've done or saying that you can do with it. And I've actually been in the property market for quite some time. I run a property business. I specialise in HMOs, and I've done it for about 12 years. And I'm good at it, and it's made me a lot of money. It's made me a millionaire by the time I was 30, on paper anyway. But, you know, I don't sell courses doing that. I'm not selling, you know, how to people can follow that and do it, because probably 90% of people wouldn't be able to do it and wouldn't be able to achieve it and follow it. So it's unrealistic. But there's loads and loads of these courses selling, you know, property, how to become a buy-to-let landlord, and all this kind of stuff. And it frustrates me that people watch it and they believe it, and you go to these seminars and, you know, it's a free seminar, and you're just sitting there in front of someone who's very charismatic, a great salesman, and they're just pitching you this thing and then selling you this course and stuff like that. And it's just such a load of rubbish, and it amazes me that people follow it. And you're watching all these people, you know, you're watching them on a jet, getting on a jet, or pulling up in a Lamborghini, and taking it, you know, some of them I've got one of the ones that made me laugh. He's a Forex trader, and he's got pictures of bundles of cash in all different currencies on his desk. I mean, what Forex trader actually has the cash sitting there on his desk? What's he going to the local exchange and trading it by cashing in the notes? So that one made me laugh. He had just bundles of money and you know, all these watches and probably fake Rolexes and stuff like that. So just don't watch the rubbish. If you're spending your time watching these videos of other people's lifestyles and they're just waffling on about how they've achieved it, and have a positive attitude and visualize what you want to achieve and all this kind of stuff, you know, I'm not saying that that's bad stuff, and, you know, visualizing what you want to achieve and your goals and all that, it is good stuff, but you know, you're not going to then start actually, they're not telling you the secret sauce of how to actually better yourself and how to make money. Whereas, you know, I'm getting 12 views on my last video and I've actually made £800 in a day. And I've only shown physically 2 of the trades that I took in the video, but I've actually physically shown I put my money where my mouth is. And then I'm looking at these other videos where someone's waffling on about pulling into their garage in this, you know, this Ferrari, and waffling on about, you know, mental attitude and believe in yourself, and it's like, well, what are you actually telling people that they can do? And he's had 120,000 views. So that's my little rant over. I just thought I'd sidestep on that. One thing that I did want to just discuss today was about last night we had the Fed interest rate decision. It wasn't much of a market mover, which we didn't expect it was. Haven't even checked what happened. I assume rates were left unchanged, which was pretty much guaranteed, I think. So I'll now just check, but I know rates would have been left unchanged because that was obvious from the price action. So where are we looking? I'm just going to actually show you what I'm looking at while I'm looking. I don't know if anyone uses this Forex calendar. I'm not a news trader, as I've said many times, but I sometimes have this on my chart. It's interesting sometimes just to look in case there's something in particular that is prominent that's coming up, or it may sort of correspond with price action. But yeah, last night Fed interest rates decision, wow, it was left unchanged. But the policy statement would have been something that would have created some volatility. But this is quite good. My FX book, it gives you a little alert when the news is actually released. It pings up on your screen. So news today, we've got high impact there. We've got the manufacturing from the US, and then the big one's Friday, because I believe we have got NFP, non-farm payroll, at 1:30 on Friday. So that's going to be the thing that really signals the market. The consensus is to fairly good numbers. I mean, you know, 180 previously wouldn't have been great. However, 180 is great now because the unemployment is so low, and you know, the US is pretty at max employment. So, but you know, we'll get the market moving. There's obviously the possibility of further rate rises, and you know, it's the speed of these rate rises which will now affect the dollar and stuff like that. But you know, the rate rises were put in. The rate rises were priced in long ago, so the market always prices stuff in before it happens. If it, you know, has a certainty that it's going to happen, but it generally will price it in. But we didn't see much yesterday from the daily chart, so I use the euro because it's a good example. You know, it hasn't come off. This could have this blip up to this trend line now, before it then breaks lower. On the 4-hour chart, we have got this positive momentum coming through. It's going to be interesting to see, because we could now trade into tomorrow, which would be about the right timing for this to kind of get overbought, and it to be the final sort of push up of this to come up into this trend line. If that does happen, I think I would be looking at taking some longer term short trades, because we've got this high here which I spoke about. You know, that's going to have got loads of traders to go, yeah, look at this candle, it's a real bearish candle, I'm going to put in, there'll be loads of stops up here, perfect opportunity for these stops to be coming out, us to hit this trend line, maybe even go through the trend line, fake out, even more people coming long, or short, whatever it may be, and then for them to roll over. So that being said, it could obviously just go as we stand today, it could just go. So it's an interesting one, and obviously it's going to play out. I think by the end of the week we'll probably have an idea of what's going to happen, because on Friday it's only at 1:30 NFP. If we continue this run up now, Friday we have this blip up, and then it starts to roll over, it would be nice and quick price action. But none of this, you know, it may not happen, but you know, it's a difficult one on the weekly chart because my indicator's kind of a bit messed up now. If it does roll over now, my indicator's a bit messed up here, just because of the nature of this price action. But on the monthly, it's nicely overbought. It's in the overbought zone here, but you can clearly see that indicator coming across, that trend line, sorry, coming across there. So I hope that helps. A bit of analysis there. Obviously, you know, what happens on the euro, dollar euro is pretty much going to happen on all dollar pairs. That being said as well, while we mention that, one thing to note is that when you trade, don't take loads of trades that are exposed to dollar, for example. I keep seeing people posting on these groups as well, you know, on the Telegram groups or on Facebook and stuff like that, screenshots of the trade. It's like they've short Aussie dollar and they've short euro dollar and they've short long dollar yen, and they were short or they were long dollar CAD. So they've got 5 trades, all dollar related, and they've won because they've got the direction correct and there was dollar weakness or dollar strength. And they're like, look at this, I've just had 5 or 6 winning trades. Well, no, you haven't. Technically, you've had 1 winning trade because, you know, what happens on the dollar has affected every single dollar cross pair. So just be mindful of that, because you can overexpose and over-risk yourself by trading, you know, being overexposed to a single currency. So try and have a mixture. So that's it. I've been talking for a long time now, but I hope that helps. Some interesting stuff discussed there today. Hi guys, Matt here again. It's now 20 to 5 and I'm going to wrap up the video here. I had a setup which I messaged out to the guys, who the members. We've got a group chat now on Telegram, and I just said, you know, I'm looking at this trade set up on either euro dollar or dollar yen, and at the time price was here, and I said I'm looking for it to set up, and what I was looking for was it to come up, push down, create some sort of divergence, and then get in long. Now it's set up on this bar here for me, and I didn't take it. And the reason being is that 2 things. Number one is I couldn't decide where to put the stop, because although we've got this support here from this price envelope, this price action pushing up, on the daily charts there's always a possibility that it can come all the way back down to here, so the risk to reward and stuff just wasn't there. Number 2 is we're also getting close to this non-farm payroll now, and what I didn't want to do was it to be in a trade that's drawing down, i.e. you know, the direction wasn't right at the time, and end up sitting in that overnight, being in it tomorrow morning, and then panicking that we've got NFP coming out at 1:30 and I could be in a position where I like the trade, I like the idea, but there's going to be big volume that could come in and spike me out and stuff like that. So thinking ahead is really important. As I say, I'm not a news trader, but I often think ahead of what is coming up and stuff like that. So I decided not to take the trade, and since then it's come up a bit anyway, but I'm happy with the decision I've made. I've had a couple of scalps today. We also had a winning trade on this cable short. So overall the account 183 banked, but I've had a few losers today. You can see here quite a few losers. So a couple of losers on pound yen, and loser here on another loser on pound yen, and a loser here on pound CAD. But all in all, I think the main trade today, I think I made £150 from the pound yen, which was the trade that we sent out on the signal. You can see that it's the one with the stop loss. The rest is my my scalping stuff. So scalping wise, what's that, about £30 today. So I can treat myself to something nice with that. But it's been a really good week. So my count for the week Count for the week. I am up £1,500 on this account for the week. So £1,500 up, and what I need to do is to make sure that I'm sensible trading tomorrow, because there's going to be a lot of volatility. And you know, if I walked away for the week £1,500 up, I'd be happy. But it would be nice to take a bit more out of the market. So I will obviously be looking for trades as always tomorrow. So that's it. I'm going to wrap the video up here. You know, it's a matter of sitting and waiting and seeing how this is going to play out. I've done some analysis in the video, giving you some ideas. I've also had a nice little rant today, which has made me feel better, which is always good. So I hope you've had a good day's trading, and I shall be recording tomorrow. Bye for now.